happy together. We're all good guys, except for the evil person. Well, he's not evil, but he plays to be evil. An evil bird. Un oiseau méchant. Vous savez pas que ça existait, mais oui, ça existe. A penguin! A penguin, a penguin! Ladies and gentlemen, can I have your warmest, Gothamist, most enthusiastic and most loving applause? Our esteemed guest, Robin Taylor!
What's up, Brussels? Yeah! What's up, guys? Thanks for coming. Hi. Hi, Kate. Hi, everyone. Hi. Thank you, sir. Yes, fantastic.
We've been trying out for saying hi all day this morning.
Bonjour. There we go.
They'll even give an applause if you say that again.
Bonjour. That's the only word I know in French. I apologize.
Well, you knew merci, you said before.
What did I say? I said, je m'appelle Robin. Robin? Oui. Oui? Merci.
That's good. Well, is this your first time in Brussels? Which I have to ask because...
Yes, of course. No, this is actually my second time in Brussels. I went 2 years ago. Remember 2 years ago before the world changed? My last trip to Europe was to Brussels and then to the Netherlands. And so now, 2 years later, almost to the day, here we are again. So it's amazing to be back. Yeah.
Ça, vous l'avez compris, hein? Oui. Ouais, voilà. De temps en temps, quand même, hein, je vérifie. Donc, il y a 2 ans, quand même. Il y a 2 ans qu'il était déjà à Bruxelles. Il est très heureux d'être ici de nouveau. Hey!
Hey, I don't know.
Fromage!
Fromage, I don't know that.
I've come to understand
Yes.
that, yes, when you auditioned for the Penguin, you did not know that it was for the Penguin, and you did not know it was for Gotham.
No,
What
I did
did
not.
you know?
All I knew is that I was auditioning for a pilot, which is the first episode of the series, for a pilot for the untitled Warner Brothers project, which I was like, okay, whatever. And, I've auditioned, for many, many, many things over the years, and I've been rejected for many, many, many things over the years, but here I was auditioning for another job, and yes, it wasn't until they brought me back to audition for the producers when I knew that it was the Penguin from Gotham. So yes, and I was so grateful because everything I did in my first audition was just what I thought this character would do. And it was just me coming up with what this character would do in the scene that they gave me, and without any idea, without any preconceived notions of who this character was. I was just going in blind, and I'm so glad because all of that pressure was not there when I auditioned the first part. If I had gone in knowing it was Penguin, I would have been so much more nervous because I am a huge fan of Batman Returns and the incredible performance from Danny DeVito. So I think that would have really freaked me out, and I probably wouldn't have done as well in the audition if I knew. So, yes, sorry. I'll try and keep it shorter next time.
No, I'll manage. They're used to it now. See? Donc il n'était pas au courant que son audition serait pour Gotham, ni pour quel rôle. Il est simplement y allé, comme il fait beaucoup d'auditions. Parfois ça lui réussit et parfois ça ne réussit pas à avoir un rôle. Et ce n'est que très tard, quand il a été redemandé pour faire une deuxième audition, qu'on lui a raconté que c'était pour le rôle du pingouin. Et il est très heureux qu'il ne savait pas auparavant, parce qu'il aime autant Batman Returns et le rôle, l'interprétation de Danny DeVito, que ça lui aurait mis beaucoup de pression et que peut-être qu'il n'aurait pas fait son audition aussi bien que dans ce cas-ci.
They also, for Gotham, they didn't want to recreate, they didn't want anyone to try and do what previous actors had done with the role. They wanted all of these performances to stand alone and be different from what came before. And I think that's another reason why they didn't tell us what we were auditioning for. So, yeah.
Ouais, aussi parce qu'il voulait que ces rôles-ci seraient bien différents que toutes les autres interprétations qu'il y a déjà eu. C'est vraiment son propre histoire, son propre truc. Et que ça aussi est une des raisons pour lesquelles ils n'ont pas annoncé aux acteurs qui venaient pour l'audition de quel rôle il s'agissait. Of all the Batman actors, which one do you like the most, and why is it Michael Keaton? Is it because you have such good taste?
Yes, it is Michael Keaton, and I have excellent taste. Thank you. No, yes, it is definitely Michael Keaton. Although I have not seen the new The Batman movie, and I've heard fabulous things about Robert Pattinson, so I'm very excited to see that. And also, which is not to say I did not enjoy the performances of Val Kilmer and George Clooney and Christian Bale. Those are all iconic performances as well.
And Adam West.
And Adam West, oh my God, of course, Adam West. Sorry. He was such a nice man too. I feel like such an idiot. Of course, Adam West. But Michael Keaton was really, had such a profound effect on me as a child. It was really the first comic book movie that I had seen that really spoke to me. And of course, now that he's coming back into the role, clearly I'm not alone. We're not alone in this. So it's very exciting. I'm excited to see him, come back.
Donc il est d'accord avec moi que Michael Keaton est le meilleur Batman. Any other fans of Michael Keaton? Les autres étaient bien aussi. Mais Michael Keaton, c'était le meilleur. C'est aussi le premier film comics qu'il a vu dans sa vie, donc ça lui a vraiment parlé déjà dans ce temps-là. And other things.
Etc.
Let's see. There's important moment because they'll get to ask questions, and for that we have my good friend Thomas. Hello, Thomas.
Yes, Thomas. He's in a grey sweatshirt.
Sorry, I'm taking my notes.
No, sorry.
My first question was, what was the most complicated part of the roles of the penguin? Because it's not the easiest one, and also the most easiest one you have played during the series.
The series, yes. You want to translate the question before I answer?
Qu'est-ce qu'il était le plus dur et le plus facile à jouer dans le rôle du pingouin? Oui.
Okay, so let's see. The hardest part of playing Penguin. There's two really hard parts. One of the hardest things sounds very stupid, but it was having to dye my hair black for 5 years every 2 weeks. That was, it was difficult because I was really one of the only actors on the show who couldn't completely put the character away. Like I had to sort of like carry a piece of him around with me all of the time. And, and also like, I like being blonde, I'm sorry. I like being natural. But that's sort of a silly answer. The other really hardest part about the show is really just the fact that pretty much every scene that I had was so dramatic, and he's either dying, or he's killing someone, or he's beating someone, or he's about to do something, and there's just all this tension throughout the entire series. So it's like maintaining that was difficult. After the show wrapped, it felt like we had all been through something like, very intense and almost traumatic in a way. Even though it was pretend, if you're acting and if you're fully invested, you still feel that. Like emotionally and mentally, I know that it's not real, but my body doesn't know that it's not real. I come home from work and I've spent all day crying or whatever, all day crying, all day screaming, all day arguing, in a very intense place. And my body felt it. Like, it just felt physically it was very taxing physically. That was hard, but again, that being said, that's the kind of role that as an actor you really want, and it's changed my life forever. So I'm eternally grateful. Thank you for your question. Thank you.
Donc ce qui était le plus dur, c'était que pendant 5 ans, il a dû peindre ses cheveux en noir. Il aime beaucoup être simplement blonde, avoir sa couleur naturelle, mais c'était noir, peint chaque 2 semaines. Et dans ce sens-là, il apportait toujours, même quand il n'était pas en train d'acter, un morceau du personnage sur lui, où les autres pouvaient enlever leurs vêtements. Il avait toujours ses cheveux noirs sur lui, bien sûr. Mais en général, c'était quelque chose de très intense, parce que le pingouin, il se retrouve toujours en train d'être fâché, d'attaquer quelqu'un, de vouloir tuer quelqu'un, de se sentir très dramatique tout le temps. Et au bout de la série, c'était vraiment comme s'il aurait vécu quelque chose de traumatique, parce que lui, il sait bien que c'est un rôle, mais son corps il a dû vraiment se forcer à pleurer, à griter, à faire tout cela. Mais dans ce sens-là, il a découvert aussi beaucoup de choses sur soi-même, et il est très heureux parce que c'est ça ce qu'un acteur veut vraiment, de pouvoir se jeter dans un rôle et de faire des choses pareilles que normalement on ne le fait pas.
Merci. Très bien. Look at this guy.
Suddenly I think that every time, also I do this with the others as well, I say it in French and I go and look at them like, was this okay? I don't know. Why am
I don't know. You could be saying anything. You could be like, Robin is a piece of crap and I hate him and he's such an asshole and all that stuff.
But with a smile.
With a smile. Yeah. And in French it sounds beautiful, no matter what you say. So.
Il est horrible. There.
Yeah. Hello.
Bonjour.
Hello. A little birdie told me, well, actually it's the biggest wrestler over there, so that you are not just a fan, you're a huge fan of wrestling. What's your story?
Of wrestling?
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Well, I mean, when I was a kid, it was such a huge thing for all of us. And I'm older, so when I was a kid, the wrestlers were Hulk Hogan, Hacksaw Jim, what's his name, and the Junkyard Dog, and like all these older iconic wrestlers. And when you're 9 or 10 years old, we would go to school and we'd be like, it's real, I swear it's real. And you'd get in debates with your friends, you'd be like, it's real. And they'd be like, no, it's fake. And I'm like, no, it's not. I watched last night. It is totally real. So yeah, that was like, very formative for me as a child. Now these days, like, I've sort of fallen off, but it's so cool. I think it's such a cool crossover between the professional wrestling world and sci-fi genre, Comic-Con sort of environment. And it's just, and I've met several wrestlers over the years from Comic-Cons, and they're all just really, really awesome guys. So yeah, Kevin Nash, big shout out to Kevin Nash. He's awesome. If you ever get to meet Kevin Nash, I highly suggest you do.
Donc, on a demandé s'il était Stars.
Yes, indeed. Yes. Andre the Giant, come on.
Et il aime beaucoup aussi ce mélange entre sci-fi, fantasy et puis aussi le catch, parce que il y a beaucoup qui se retrouvent là ensemble. Et il se retrouvait aussi en tant qu'enfant à l'école dans des discussions. Mais c'est vrai, il dirait, et ses amis disaient, mais non, c'est tout faux, c'est vrai. Non, c'est vrai, je l'ai vu hier. Et dans ce sens-là, il aime bien que ça se mélange ici. Et il dit aussi que si on a l'opportunité de rencontrer des catcheurs, c'est toujours des gens géniaux à rencontrer. Si on a l'opportunité, allez-y. By the way, because I like wrestling.
Yes, that is.
At the moment.
At the moment, oh, yes.
At the moment. My favorite promotion is AEW.
Oh, okay, all right.
I did not like it anymore, and then they came on. This is what I like.
Oh, I'll have to check it out.
All of my friends also tell me still, you know that stage, right? And then I say, you like The Matrix? It's fake.
It's fake, exactly.
As well.
Right.
So I don't care. It's the story and the performance that grabs me, and then all the rest. I prefer knowing actually that it's not real, because then I know this is a story that is being told to me instead of. So I cannot look at UFC because it's too serious.
No.
Yes.
But I love wrestling.
Yes, and and also like the physicality is real. Like what they are doing is incredibly, like you have to be strong. You have to like know what you're doing. It's very similar to stunt performers on film and TV. They're amazing people, and yes, what they're doing is not real, but they are putting their bodies through crazy things that I could never do. So it's still, that's something to be respected as well.
Voilà, donc vive le catch, yay! Another question. In the front. Okay, and then after that,
yes,
in the
hey
back
friends,
also.
good to see you, man.
Yeah, good to see you. I was just wondering, well, I guess you may have partially answered this already, but I was wondering what some of your favorite personal Batman films are, as well as some of your favorite films.
Oh my goodness. Well, I love, well, first of all, Michelle Pfeiffer as Catwoman is untouchable. I mean, she's incredible. I have not seen The Batman, and I'm sure I've heard Zoe Kravitz is also fabulous, but Michelle Pfeiffer is just, she's incredible in that movie. And so I'm like, you know, incredibly impressed by her always. Danny DeVito, of course, you know, his Penguin, I think, has aged so well. Like, I think it just is such, it's such a different take on the Penguin, on the character, but in Tim Burton's version, it just makes perfect sense. So those two, again, Batman Returns was a big movie for me, and so I always go back to them. But I will say one of my other favorite stars, and this is also from Batman Returns, would be Penguin's father, which was played by Paul Rubens, who also plays Pee Wee Herman. Paul Rubens played Penguin's father in Gotham, and so it was the one crossover that we had from the television world to the cinematic Batman world, and we were so happy that he came on, and he's, to this day, is such a dear friend of mine. So I always have to give major props to Paul Rubens. He's an amazing guy. Yeah. Thank you.
Voilà, quels sont ses vilains préférés de Batman? Et il dit Catwoman par Michelle Pfeiffer. Il n'y a pas un autre Catwoman qui est aussi bon. Il n'a pas encore vu le tout nouveau film Batman, hein, donc aussi sur Robert Pattinson, il ne sait pas encore dire quelles sont ses opinions. Mais Michelle Pfeiffer, c'est une classe à soi. Et aussi Danny DeVito, qui, en fait, il est devenu plus fort, sa performance avec le temps qui est passé. Et il y a un lien entre Batman Returns et la série Gotham, c'est que le père de Danny DeVito.
Oh, that's French. Wow.
Ouh là là. Le père est joué par Paul Rubens, qui joue aussi le père du Penguin dans Gotham. Donc c'est la seule connexion. Et Paul Rubens, il dit il l'adore. Il est très heureux que c'est un de ses amis. Oh,
Très bien.
Oui.
What he said. Yes.
Here, and then, yeah, okay. Yeah, and then there. So many questions.
So many questions. I love it.
Hi, Robin.
Oh, hey, hi. How are you, man?
Oh, good. How are you?
Wonderful, thank you. Didi, yes?
Yes, that's right. Thank you.
I don't know how I know that. That's awesome.
Because of the chocolate and the beers.
Oh, maybe that's it. I haven't drunk the beer yet, so I still have my brain.
Take your time.
Thank you.
I have one question and one simple request. First question is, what is your favorite and the most greatest memory of the set of Gotham?
Oh my God. Well, one memory. There's so many amazing memories. I like to say different ones because I have so many. Of course, you know, when I was standing on the building screaming, "I'm the king of Gotham," I was looking at the Empire State Building when I was doing that, and I felt like I was the king of New York City for a moment, and it was a very emotional moment for me, and so I'll never forget that. But I also will remember behind the scenes, we were shooting a big, I forget what season, but it was a big ballroom, like nightclub scene, and so many of the main actors were there, and we were all wearing tuxedos and gowns, and everyone looked fabulous, and it was taking a long time, and at one point they had to change the camera or move things around, so they let all of the actors go upstairs to our dressing rooms. So there was this rickety back staircase that we all took up to our dressing rooms, and it was so funny because it was like like 8 or 9 of us looking like $1 million, like tromping up the stairs, like in our finery, going to our dressing rooms. And it was just such an amazing sight because I was the last one up and I'm watching everyone walk up these rickety stairs in thousands and thousands of dollars worth of jewelry and clothing. And it was just such a funny, like, it was such a very like Hollywood behind the scenes moment to witness. So yeah, that's that. Yeah, we should, yeah. Sorry.
De ses moments préférés, surtout le moment où il se trouve sur le bâtiment et écrit I'm the king of Gotham, je suis le roi de Gotham. Il se retrouvait sur l'Empire State Building. Et à ce moment-là, quand il était, il a vraiment le sentiment d'être le roi de New York. Ça c'est un truc. Et puis encore derrière la scène, il y avait une scène dans un grand ballroom, un club à danser où ils étaient tous vêtus en smoking et des galas tout à fait bien vêtus. Et à un certain moment, il fallait faire des corrections de lumière, donc tout le monde est allé vers les chambres à l'arrière, mais c'est par un escalier un peu moins beau. Et il a adoré la vue de tous ces acteurs qui montaient dans ces vêtements qui coûtent des milliers de dollars et qui montaient sur cette bête escalier. Et il trouve ça vraiment un moment derrière les scènes de Hollywood typique.
Yes, excellent. Great work. He's doing great.
All right, and now my one request.
Yes.
Can you do the iconic psychological laugh like in the show?
I mean, I don't know. Say something funny.
I'm Batman.
I don't know. No, I can't do it. I have to be, and this is the thing too, is because people, I'm sorry you're filming this, people ask me to like do the laugh or to do the limp or to do something from the show, and it's very hard for me because putting on the makeup and the hair and the suit and all of that is part of the character, and for me, I would use that to get into the character of Penguin. And so for me to laugh or to do the limp or whatever as my regular self, it doesn't resonate the way that it would as it should if I'm, you know, if I were in all of my costume and whatnot. So sorry that was so pathetic, but maybe if we get a spin-off, I'll do it again for you.
Donc, demandez s'il pouvait faire le rire sardonique du pingouin et il a essayé. You tried.
I tried.
You tried. Mais il a dit c'est très dur parce que le fait de mettre le costume, le make-up, le maquillage, les cheveux, c'est tout ce qui aide à arriver à ce point-là où il peut faire ses mouvements et sa voix. Et comme il est tout en soi simplement, c'est trop dur de le faire. Peut-être si quelqu'un est capable de convaincre un des producteurs de faire un spin-off sur le pingouin seulement, il pourra le faire encore beaucoup de fois pour tout le monde. A little promo in case anybody knows the producers.
Right, yeah. Oh, also, if you want to go on Twitter and tweet at Warner Brothers TV that you would like to see more Gotham, I highly recommend you do so because they bring everything back now, so who knows?
Ah oui, yeah.
There, hi.
Hi.
Hello.
Oh, there, sorry.
How are you?
Wonderful, thank you. How are you?
I'm good.
Good.
Well, my question is actually, if you had a chance to play another character from Gotham, which one would you play?
I can't answer that question. I'm so sorry. Like, it's everyone who was in our show was meant to play that character. And like I said before, because we auditioned without knowing what we were auditioning for, we were all born to play these parts. Like, we were all meant to play these roles. There is no way that I could do what Corey Michael Smith did on that show. Like, he is to me the perfect Riddler. And the same with every single character. Jim Gordon, Barbara Keane, all of them. Like, everyone was meant to play those roles. So I'm sorry that this is not a very exciting answer for you, but like, yeah. I'll say, like, if I were in a Marvel world, I'd love to play Nightcrawler. So there's that. But, so maybe that'll help. I don't know. Thank you, though.
Donc, quel personnage aimerait-il jouer autre que le pingouin dans la série Gotham? aucun autre personnage, parce que tous les autres acteurs sont vraiment si bien sélectés pour cette rôle-là qu'il ne peut pas s'imaginer d'être mieux ou meilleur ou plus intéressant que ces acteurs ont donné dans la série. Peut-être dans l'univers Marvel, il aimerait bien jouer Nightcrawler. Both. In the X-Men universe. Are they coming together now? I don't know.
Well, I don't know, it's interesting. Well, they a little bit, like, because there were some X-Men in Deadpool.
Yeah.
But Deadpool is not in the Avengers, so I don't know. Who knows?
Okay.
I'm too old. I'm too old to know what's going on.
Let's see. So I think that's a final question, by the way. Or it's two questions.
Great.
2 questions, and yours is first.
Actually, I have 2 questions. The first one you already sort of answered, but I was wondering if you were offered to play any Marvel Avenger, which would you choose?
Nightcrawler, right?
He's not an Avenger.
Oh, no, an Avenger.
Yeah.
Oh my God, sorry.
Well, that was Robin.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, who would be? I think Hawkeye is awesome. I think, I can only think of X-Men because I love X-Men. But, and I couldn't play Spider-Man because I'd have to have, like, not just a fake butt, but a fake everything else. So, yeah, so I don't know. Ant-Man I think is great, but then there's Paul Rudd, so what are you gonna do? You know, he's perfect. So, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. What did I say before?
Nightcrawler. No, Hawkeye.
Oh, Hawkeye. Yeah, let's go with Hawkeye.
Hawkeye.
Yeah.
My other question is about the Gotham series. Out of all the scenes you had to play, which was the most embarrassing scene?
Oh my God. The most embarrassing scene. Well, I think there was 2 of them where I was in a bathtub twice. And let me just say, I don't like to be naked in front of anyone except maybe my husband, but even then. And so, yeah, so I would probably say, like, yeah, the bathtub scenes were kind of embarrassing because, like, you know, it's not just me in that room, it's me in a bathtub and then 40 other crew members standing around watching. It's like, I wasn't naked, but you know, it was still a lot. So yeah, the bathtub scene was, not my favorite.
Voilà, oui, il était le moins confortable pendant le tournage dans le bain. Il n'aime pas trop être nu devant personne, ouais, parfois devant son mari, mais sinon, quand il se trouve dans le bain, il n'était pas nu tout à fait, mais il y a au moins 40 autres personnes autour de lui qui sont en train de filmer, donc on n'est jamais tout seul. Voilà, c'est le moins confortable à jouer. And the final question.
Yes, hi.
So my question fits here because we were talking about the spin-off, and I'm really sad that Gotham is over, but I choose to believe that maybe one day it would continue because they make remakes of everything these days.
It's true.
And I was just wondering, do you believe it would be possible to have some kind of remake, and would you be up for it?
I would be up for it. I think anything is possible now because, yeah, like you said, everything is now being remade and brought back, and so I think our show would be perfect for that. And I would absolutely do it in a heartbeat, only if the actors from Gotham were also there. There is no way that I could have another Riddler. I could never play against another Riddler. I could never play against another Jim Gordon. All of those other actors would have to come back with me, and then I think we would all be ready to do it. Yeah, so who knows? Again, Warner Brothers TV on Twitter, let them know.
Voilà, si vous voulez voir plus de Gotham avec Robin Lord Taylor, envoyez certainement des messages vers Warner Brothers TV sur Twitter pour le convaincre. On ne sait jamais, dans ces jours, il y a beaucoup qui se refait, qui reçoit des saisons en plus, mais il ferait immédiatement, sauf si tout le cast et les autres acteurs étaient là aussi, parce que ce sont les gens parfaits pour ces rôles et il adore travailler avec eux. Donc on a beaucoup de travail Twitter à faire. Je dirais, après, si vous rentrez chez vous, on va commencer Warner Brothers TV et on y arrivera by the power of the Belgian fandom.
That's right, yes, we will do this.
Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you so much, thank you, Brussels. Thank you, love you very much. Come to New York.
Robin Lord Taylor!
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Bye.